because of the bubble watch. Mississippi State in white, they win the opening tip, and we are underway here in Greenville.
Texas A&M starting that player-to-player defense. They will look to try to limit Jessica Carter's touches and double her anytime she's on the low block.
There's Lauren Park Lane, who runs the point for Mississippi State. Out to Carter, who likes taking that outside shot, can't hit it, and the rebound pulled down by Sahara Jones. She's joined in the starting lineup by Lauren Ware, good player in the post, KK Green. Janiah Barker is someone who can be the very best player on the floor in this game. Aisha Coulibaly has put up good numbers in her first season with Texas A&M.
A&M running an isolation play for Coulibaly right off the block, well defended by Mississippi State.
Drive to the basket and good, dropped in by Coulibaly. Take a look at the starting five for Mississippi State as Ware knocks it away. Park Lane at the point. We've talked about Jordan and Carter. Jabrisha Poe, very good shooter, 41%. That's third in the conference. And Erin Barnum averaging just under 10 points a game.
Texas A&M in their zone defense on out-of-bounds plays.
Jordan's jumper is short, and the rebound for KK Green, the senior out of Chicago, will bring it across half court. And look inside to Ware. Stripped away by Jordan, knocked it off of Ware. Good defensive play there. Jordan on the pull-up. That won't drop. Batted out, but into the hands of Coulibaly. Mississippi State still looking for their first points here in Greenville. Ware running the floor and gets the finish. Defense first. And so far, they have forced Mississippi State into 4 one-and-dones and now a turnover. On the pull-up, that won't drop. That's Jones getting on the glass, and she is fouled.
Well, one consistent for both these teams are the fives have gotten out and run. These are the centers, the biggest players on the floor, going coast to coast with the rim runs. Great hands by Ware to catch and finish.
Miracle Shepard, freshman from Kent, Washington, into the game. They go to Barker, trying to work on the freshman right away, and a great start for A&M here in Greenville.
Great execution on the baseline out of bounds by Texas A&M, and that's where Barker's athleticism as well as her length comes into play.
Jordan, deep three, and Mississippi State is on the board. Jordan already 1 for 5 from the field. Ware got caught in deep. Jones gets after it, and Jordan pulls it down and will now look to push. Poe, good shooter, lets it go and knocks it down. Jabrisha Poe, the sophomore from Meridian, Mississippi. On the turnaround, that won't drop for MJ Johnson.
I think she lost the contact as well.
Oh, how about that? Green saw the pass coming, shot to it and got the steal.
One thing coming out of that break, I think both head coaches got on their teams, the effort on the offensive glass. That last miss by Mississippi State, you saw them get there. There hasn't been a lot of fight trying to get by the box outs of the defenders.
Well, right now Texas A&M is a +7 in rebounding margin, and rebounding was an issue for the Aggies in their last 3 games. Rogers gets the roll. Welcome back, Endyia Rogers. Averaging just under 13 points a game, missed the last 6. She's on the board. 10-6. Barker stands her ground on the drive.
A&M should have numbers.
On the run, the floater is good. Today, Hilton with the basket.
For the Aggies, even without Endyia Rogers, basically a minute and a half to go. Coulibaly has a layup that would have cut it to 2. Missed layup. Bama goes down and scores, and that's pretty much the ball game.
They were in that game right to the final seconds, but Bama pulled it out.
Right now, whether it's against the player-to-player or the zone, the high post player for the Aggies has to be more deliberate and assertive when they get the ball at the high post.
Coulibaly spinning and hanging and finishing. Aisha Coulibaly with 4 in this game. She's got 4 points. She's got a rebound. She's got an assist. She's got a block. She's got a steal. That's a Aisha stat line. That's a foul on Texas A&M. Reached the quarterfinal and lost to Texas A&M. So this is a rematch from a year ago. 79-72 was the final in that one. A&M held the Bulldogs scoreless for a 9-minute stretch in the first half, went on a 16-0 run. We've had a bunch of mini runs here in this first quarter so far. And right now it's a 7-point lead for the Aggies.
Well, I think anytime you face a team a second or third time, you're going to get the mini runs because it is the chess match between the head coaches of making the adjustments.
Well, one adjustment so far that's been a big one for A&M is being better on the boards, and they are dominating on the glass so far here in the first quarter. Rebound this time for Jordan.
And I'll go back to Endyia Rogers' presence on the floor for the Aggies. Johnny Taylor telling us last night that it just puts so much pressure on Ware, and then due to foul trouble, to any of the big three for them, they were always at a disadvantage during that losing stretch.
Final minute of the quarter. Carter gets the roll this time. Jessica Carter. Down to 7. Hilton still with the dribble. Works with Ware on the screen. Jordan there defensively. Hilton tries the fade away and comes up just short, and that will do it for the first quarter. Texas A&M with a 5-point lead after one. Texas A&M was a +9 in rebounding margin in that first quarter. Mississippi State was 3 of 17 from the field. First possession of the second quarter for the Aggies.
I think one other thing that will help Texas A&M right now is pass fakes. Make the defense shift and then get the ball and deliver it where you want it to go.
Barker, good find. Coulibaly with the finish. Here's Carter setting the screen for Jordan. Jordan contested jumper for 2.
So difficult to defend the middle third high on ball screen against Kayla Jordan.
Tough pass, Ware couldn't control it, and here comes Jordan. A&M getting back defensively, but Jordan doesn't care. 8 points for Kayla Jordan. Ware on the turnarounds. That won't drop. Good fight on the boards again by Johnson. The second chance here for Jones. She makes the most of it.
Effort goes a long way in our game. Offense has been struggling for A&M, but getting the second chance pays dividends for the Aggies.
7 different scores for the Aggies. Here's Rogers. Back off to Shepard. Shepard gets downhill, gets in deep. Rogers from deep. And a rebound for Johnson. Rogers across half court. On the pull-up, and Rogers scores again.
To me, that says this young lady is good to go. I'm not the doctor, though.
You're playing one on TV at the moment.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
Mississippi State answers back with the push. Bowles trying to work off the dribble. Good defensive playing by a good defensive player. MJ Johnson gets the stop. Drops it off to Rogers, who knocks down the 2.
You just showed your 80s with the scrunchy reference.
I love the 80s. Here's the corner 3. That's off the mark. Ware's got a rebound. Back out to Rogers. We are in a long, extended play period here. Bowles knocks down the 3. Again, that battle. Carter turns and scores for 2. Barker will try again from 3.
See 3-point attempts by Barker. Neither one has she been in rhythm. She's hesitated and then shot. Shooting should never be your second thought.
Spoken like someone who filled it up from 3-point land in her playing days.
I knew how to jack it up. It was never my second thought.
Are you admitting that you were unconscious at times? I think so. There's the basket by Barnum. That's her first points. Mississippi State brings it within 2 in the final minute of the second quarter, and the Bulldog fans making a little noise. Rogers. Bowles is fouled attempting a 3-pointer. She will shoot 3 free throws.
I think the fact that she just drew that foul on the 3 says to me how much Mississippi State has talked about not letting Bowles get those 3-point shots.
This was a short-handed Texas A&M team you'll remember from a year ago. Played with 7 for long periods of time. Maybe a jolt of confidence for the sophomore from Lithonia, Georgia. 2 of 3 from the line. She's got 5, averaging just over 3 points a game.
Texas A&M going into the full court pressure off of the make free throw.
Barnum with it. Rogers comes back for it, and here's Park Lane. Carter. Park Lane Barnum defended by Barker. Barnum, no. Rebound Ware. Plenty of time here. 15 seconds to go for a final shot for the Aggies. Hilton across half court with 8. Now down to 5. Hilton on the pull-up. Couldn't get it to go. Ware's follow off the mark, and then trying to beat the buzzer was Bowles, and that's off the mark. And that will do it. Texas A&M second half is underway. The winner of this game to take on number 1 and undefeated South Carolina tomorrow at noon Eastern time here in Greenville. Barker to Green. For Coulibaly. Ware has a tip from behind, but had enough to get it to Green, who dumps it down to Barker for 2.
Great job by KK Green to create offense off of the bounce and lead Barker to the rim.
Park Lane with it out top, defended by Jones. Finds Carter. That won't drop for Carter, but she sticks with it. Six points for Carter.
And Eric, that was Jessica Carter's first offensive rebound of the ball game. So that's a good start for the Bulldogs.
Ware finds Coulibaly, who spun it in for 2 more. 8 for Coulibaly. Jordan. Carter tries to feed it back to Jordan. Somehow, some way, got it through to Aaron Barnum. Foul on Barker, her second, puts Aaron Barnum at the free throw line. Ware has the miss. Into the hands of Green. Again, they look for Ware, that spot where Christie just pointed out. They get an outside look. It's open, count it, and there's a whistle and a foul.
Ware gets tournament time, so you need your point guards to show up. Already here in the third quarter, KK Green with the assist. Now with the and 1 jump shot opportunity.
Look who was about a step away from her. Head coach was there, the biggest cheerleader for KK Green. Foul on Barnum, her second. Green finishes the three-point play. Taylor's team up by 8. It is their largest lead of the game. Park Lane on the run. No. Carter, another offensive rebound. Ware takes it away, and it will be Texas A&M basketball. Ware for Coulibaly. Back outside to Jones. Now Green will set things up. Ware will take it. That's Coulibaly getting in there to get a rebound, and I think the official's going to have a conversation here. You saw the Texas A&M bench get upset right away. Is this call against the Aggies or against the Bulldogs?
Joni Taylor, can't read lips, but I'm going to assume she didn't agree with that.
So they give a foul to Poe. That is her second personal foul after the officials had the conversation, and that will send Aisha Coulibaly to the line. 72% free throw shooter.
A year ago, injuries hurt them so much, dressing 7 players some nights, and I just watched Sydney Bowles, who played the majority of minutes, stand up and basically give a scouting report to Barker, saying that's the shooter. Don't let her get her off. That's team, that's culture, that's chemistry.
Shooters know shooters.
True that. Well, Bowles doesn't want anyone to touch her record.
There's Park Lane. 10-point game, first double-digit lead, and now a turnover. Well, you mentioned for Texas A&M, the big change for the Aggies this year was the infusion of transfers. Endyia Rogers and Aisha Coulibaly and Lauren Ware made impacts. They hit in the portal, and it's helped them get to a point where they were the number 9 seed this year. Count it, and 1.
You were saying, Eric Green.
the loser being in real trouble. And A&M was especially needing this win today. So far, so good. They're playing well, but they're going to have to finish the job, or their fate is going to be rested with a whole bunch of other things happening in the country next week.
So you wouldn't call this an elimination game per se, but if you can't help yourself here, you are counting on other people to lose or upsets happening come conference tournament time.
Just putting yourself in a big pile of jeopardy. The fact that they're playing much better today with her, they're actually playing really well when she's even on the bench, which is good. It's good either way, obviously, but showing that this is the kind of team they are when they have her available certainly should make a big difference to the committee. It's making a big difference for me, for sure.
Well, Charlie, I'm the geek that always comes up with the stats. A&M's +5 with Endyia Rogers on the floor here today.
There you go. I love the plus minus. I live for the plus minus.
But how important is that if you look across the country? Like, even if it's a game like, think Tennessee's our next game coming up. They were without Rakia Jackson for 8 games in a very challenging part of their non-conference schedule. They went 4-4. How important and impactful is a player like Rogers coming back?
There's been time to see what they are once that player comes back. We can evaluate Tennessee a little bit more true to what they're going to be in the NCAA tournament.
I want to ask you about your buddy Sam Purcell, because we talked to him last night, the Mississippi State head coach. We couldn't even get the name Charlie Cream past our lips before he started it on. We've got 20 wins. We are a 500 team in the SEC, a very tough conference.
As we talked about, the easiest thing for coaches is just to win a few games at the end of the year, and you can sleep better at night, like Christy said.
Charlie, obviously, you've explained what this game means today.
And then certainly some automatics, the WCC and Gonzaga and the Mountain West with UNLV.
Charlie, we thank you for the information. It's great to have you here. She is the only one with more than 2 for either side as KK Green goes to the line. It was a 12-0 run that put Texas A&M on top by 17, their largest lead. Right now they're on top by 16. Rogers couldn't hold on to it. Ware took it away. Open 3 is on the way. No good. Ware goes down and she's grabbing her left leg. Now she's getting back up and back behind the play. Poe tries to take advantage with the 3. Couldn't get it. Now Coulibaly down and getting back up. Mississippi State gets a much-needed hoop.
And you know, when the 3 didn't go down by Poe, I was grimacing, but great second chance effort there by Mississippi State.
Ware looks to be okay. She didn't play last season because of an injury. Still wears a brace on the left knee. Here's Rogers back into the game, launches a 3. She has made a difference in her return to the Texas A&M.
Spreading this defense of A&M out with the shooters.
With that smaller lineup, maybe A&M controls the glass. That's something they've been able to do here today. They're a +11 in rebounding margin.
Taking A&M a long time to get to an offense. 11 seconds on the clock before a pass is even made.
Barker shows the touch over Carter.
Janiah Barker saying, shot clock, don't care.
Rogers. Carter on the post-up, got in deep and finished.
Texas A&M's one-on-one defense today, they have not allowed consistently Mississippi State to get downhill and drive and kick to the shooters around the perimeter.
Turning and scoring is MJ Johnson for her first points. Shepard pushes back the other way. Knocked away from Carter. Grabbed by Barker. Barker showing the handle. Barker showing the finish and the foul.
Eric, that might be one of the fastest coast-to-coast plays by Barker that I've seen in her career. Normally a lot of hesitation. That time smartly just accelerates, and then look out, folks.
In the SEC was not named to an all-conference team this season. We see flashes. You just saw what she can do. The next step for her, according to Joni Taylor, is what? What does she need to do on a daily basis?
Well, guys, Janiah's emotional maturity really started in the offseason. She read a book that Joni actually gave her, is that it takes what it takes, and she said she knew she needed to grow emotionally, and Coach Taylor said, listen, it's great to have emotions, not be emotional. Her bounce back this season is quicker. She said she might get triggered, but in game, if she doesn't get a call now, she can adjust much faster. Yeah, we want to see a little bit more of that emotion tonight. We love it. Give it right to us in the camera now.
Bowles for three, no. And the rebound for Park Lane.
Well, Brooke, to your point, we've done a number of A&M games, and that is the key for them as Rogers knocks down the big three. When Barker is in the moment, she is a catalyst on both ends of the floor for the Aggies. That's what the Aggies need more of.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Here's Rogers, defended by Park Lane with 5. Can't get it to drop, and a rebound for Mississippi State, and that will do it. As Montague had the rebound, and that's the Wishka Carter on the bench right now for Mississippi State. Here's Jordan. Jordan with 3 fouls. Defended by Hilton. And Jaquila Jordan in 6th in the SEC in free throw shooting. And still looking for her first point of the second half. 1 of 2.
I'm surprised we didn't see any full court pressure from Mississippi State there after that free throw.
Rogers. Park Lane. Off to Jordan. Texas A&M there to meet her defensively. And the rebound controlled by Sydney Bowles.
Great team defense by the Aggies. They're switching off the dribble drive when any time Mississippi State's getting in the paint, there's been a player between them and the rim.
Rogers again. 12 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 2 for 2 beyond the three-point line. 20-point lead for the Aggies. Montague is fouled. So Rogers will go to the bench again, trying to manage her minutes, limited minutes here today, but she looks pretty good. Cleared to return here today. Koulibaly looks for Ware. Ware finds Bowles.
Nice closeout by Rogers.
Bowles into Koulibaly. "13 assists for the Aggies on 23 made field goals. Park Lane open for 3. Poe's got a rebound. Rogers deep 2, 4-2. Koulibaly leans in for 2. Park Lane. Jordan trying to track it down, and Jones goes down awkwardly into the three-pointer.
Down 17, though, they need to do some things, whether it's go trap, random traps. They got to pick up the pace of this game.
Ware was fouled by Carter. Aggies, as we mentioned, had success here in the tournament last year. They beat Vanderbilt in round 1, shot well from the field, 52%, 4 were in double figures.
You always want the whole to be greater than the sum, and that's what I've seen from A&M's defense today.
Here's Jordan. Jordan to Carter for 2.
Great top off by Jaquila Jordan, and I love that Carter didn't just assume a shot.
Barker, the entry, Ware. Got it back to Barker. She'll try from 3 and make it. Barker had missed her first 3 three-point attempts, but comes up with 1 in an opportune time in the 4th. Followed by Carter, no, batted out of play by the Bulldogs. It'll be Aggies basketball.
So nice for the Aggies to get her back, and my math is off as well, because that was definitely 5 of 7 shooting on the day, not 5 of 12.
Thrown up ahead to Hilton. Hilton's got a step. Park Lane lets her go for 2. That's minus 14, minus 16, minus 11 in the last 3 games in rebounding margin for the Aggies, but they have flipped that script here today. Inside of 3 minutes to play. Park Lane on the run. Count it and the foul. Lauren Park Lane. Interesting moment just on the sideline, Christy, as Endyia Rogers comes out and head coach Joni Taylor greeted her in that kind of body language like, great day, you're done. As long as nothing happens crazy here in the next minute or so, but what a fantastic performance for Rogers in making a return. So Soleil Williams into the game, the freshman from Cincinnati for the first time, throws it up to Hilton, who gets across half court. And A&M less than 3 minutes away from a matchup with South Carolina.
Barker had the mismatch down low. Ware couldn't get it into her.
Hilton will launch for three. And a rebound for Carter.
Mississippi State doesn't need to settle for threes, but they do need to try to push pace right now. Get some quick scores.
Rogers. That shot from Shepard will drop in. And Carter saw that pass telegraphed, knocked it away. Shepard on the push, leans in, and a foul's going to be called.
I got to believe Joni Taylor's also saying, just get out of the way. Concede the two. Don't let
I think she was
the
trying to get out of the way, just didn't do it fast enough. Take on their rivals from Tennessee about a half hour from now. Williams launches for three and knocks it down. Soleil Williams, welcome to the postseason. Shepard on the drive and a foul on Texas A&M. So here's Shepard at the free throw line to shoot a couple. It's going to be a long wait for Selection Sunday to know their fate for the NCAA tournament. They will be playing postseason somewhere. But Sam Purcell made some strong points. 21 wins on the season, 8-8 in conference play. You would think 8-8 in the SEC has to count for a lot. That's a basket.
You know, and I'll just remind everyone, Mississippi State beat Ole Miss. They beat LSU. There are some quality wins on this resume.
You'll stay with Mississippi State down by 19 in the final minute of play here. Kentucky and Tennessee getting set to go when we're done. About 30 minutes after the teams clear the floor. Park Lane changed the shot, couldn't get it. Barker tipped it to Ware. And now Texas A&M can bring it down to the final seconds. And the celebration can begin in the Greenville branch of Aggie land. I thought Barker was really good today, Christy. 15 points, 9 rebounds. You can just tell she had that spring, that hop out there that makes her one of the most dynamic players in this conference.
Absolutely. She's got all the tools, and she put it together. And she did so many little things today that has to make Aggie land extremely happy right now.
Aisha Coulibaly leading the way with 17 points, but the big story is going to be the return of Endyia Rogers after missing the last 6 games, after a knee procedure, being an impact player here today with 12 points. A couple of rebounds and an assist. Final shot goes down, and that will do it here in Greenville.